Let's get more on this now with the Conservative MP for Lichfield, Sir Michael Fabricant. Now, Sir Michael, you voted with the government last night. Why?
Well, I voted against the government when it came to the amendments. But on third reading, yes, I did vote with the government because I want to see this legislation on the statute books.
Even if it won't work, Sir Michael, even if it won't work.
Well, we don't know, do we? Look, there's been a lot of talk about it.
Well, then why did you vote on the amendments then?
I wanted to strengthen it even still further. Look, some lawyers are saying it won't work. There are other lawyers, including a former Supreme Court judge, who says, yes, it will work. Look, it's not an exact science, the law. It's like economics, you know. You get two economists and they'll come up with different predictions. And
I know, but the problem is, Michael, that we've got all our eggs in this one Rwanda basket. If there were many other plans, then fantastic, but there isn't. We've got Rwanda and we don't even know if it's going to work.
Well, it's not just Rwanda, because we have done other deals. We're getting into minutiae now, but like, for example, we've reduced by 94% the number of Albanians coming across to the UK, and there was a real flood of them in the past few years because we've done a deal with Albania. And we're similarly trying to do deals with other people which don't need legislation. It does need legislation with Rwanda. But you are right. I think the perception is that it's Rwanda and only Rwanda. We've already seen, as you know, and people keep telling you this, that the amount of immigration has fallen by a third, whereas in Germany and France, immigration is still going up. But look, I voted for it at the end of the day because I just thought, you know, we need to get something on the statute books. And I'm prepared to see, look, let's see whether it works. I mean, at the end of the day, you're quite right in your analysis that people aren't listening to us anymore. What they want to see, and I've said this to Rishi Sunak, and frankly, he agrees, that what we want to see is delivery. And we certainly wouldn't have seen any delivery as far as Rwanda is concerned if the thing was rejected last night. And now we've got to make sure that the House of Lords goes with it, as Catherine was saying earlier on.
Well, Michael, I suppose the problem here is that delivery is no longer really in your hands as a Member of Parliament. It's now in the upper house, where your party only holds 1/3 of the seats. 2/3 of the seats are crossbenchers, Labour, Lib Dem peers, even bishops of the Church of England. These people will no doubt want to frustrate the bill. They can't block it entirely, but they could delay it, and delay it considerably until perhaps the next election. What's your message for the House of Lords?
Well, my message to the House of Lords is if you want to stay unelected and in the House of Lords and enjoying rather a pleasant club, you've got to accept that the House of Commons, and they do accept this actually, that the House of Commons is supreme because we are the elected representatives. And if they defy the will of the House of Commons, look, I know that many MPs, Conservative MPs, are saying, oh, we're a united party. On one thing we are united, and that is we want to stop the boats. And that's something that the Labour Party is very divided about. Most of the Labour backbenchers are saying in speeches, it doesn't get much publicity because they're opposition. They're saying they do want the boats to come over. They want to see more immigration. We're united in saying we don't want the immigration, and the House of Lords has to take that into account. Now, there'll be a bit of what us parliamentarians and commentators call ping pong, where it goes backwards and forwards between the House of Commons and the House of Lords. But at the end of the day, it has to be passed. But, Tom, you're absolutely dead right. We're racing against the clock here. We're going to have a general election by law no later than January of next year. If you want my guess, I reckon it'll be round about October, November of this year. So we bloody well got to get it moving fast. And the Lords, if they try and do delaying tactics, then they are actually interfering with the democracy of this country. And they know that.
The reality is, people up and down this country, yes, there are people who have a liberal view towards immigration. Yes, there are people who want open borders, but the majority of the country feel utterly powerless, watching boat after boat after boat cross the channel, watching the government allow hundreds of thousands in legal migration. People feel powerless. It's a dangerous place for democracy.
Yeah. Short answer to that, I agree with your assessment. And that's why, as I say, we've got to deliver. And it's not just stopping the boats, as I say, it's other measures too, including cutting down on the number of legal immigrants we have in this country. Now, look, we do need a larger labour force, so I'm not against all immigration. I actually am very well aware that at great universities like the University of Birmingham, for example, and Keele and Staffordshire and whatever, they're quite dependent in some respects on foreign students. But do we have to bring along all their relatives? No, we don't. And that's why we're changing the law there too. We have to cut down on immigration simply because if we have too much, then all our services like GPs and all the rest of it and hospitals are all going to be overstretched.
Well, so Michael, I'm afraid that is all we have time for this afternoon. But thank you very much for talking through those big issues and big votes last night in Parliament.
Could chat all day to Sir Michael Fabricant, couldn't we?